Rock Metal Nation, what is up? Real quick before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that Rock Metal Studios, the very same studio that brings you the Rock Metal podcast, is looking to help bands who are able to record their tracks either at home or in a professional recording studio, but need some help mixing. Go ahead and send me an email at therockmetalpodcast@gmail.com. That's therockmetalpodcast@gmail.com. We can go ahead and discuss mixing your tracks for free. The Rock Metal Podcast, episode 135 with Tantal. All right, Rock Metal Nation, what is up? This is John from the Rock Metal Podcast. That sample you just heard was Ruin by Tantal, who I've got on the show with me right now. They've got a new album called Ruin that was released just last year in September of 2017. And right now I'm being joined by guitarist Dima to share some stories about the music and share more info about the band. And Dima, welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. Great to have you on. Let's go and listen back to that track, Ruin.
Yeah.
right, come back from Ruin. Something definitely stands out aside from the vocals. It's definitely the guitar riffs. I just love how epic the track sounds.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Honestly, I don't know. This is not typical song for our band. But we did. If you listen to our previous works, like Expectancy, the beginning of the end, it was death metal. There were a lot of death metal influences with melodics, without clean singing. But this time we decided to go absolutely another way and create some more softer music, which you hear now. So it's the new way for us as a band.
I'm curious, what inspired the new direction to write a softer track?
I don't know. Maybe we get older, but honestly, we just I don't know. We decided to express ourselves in more, let's say, poppy or less death metal genre. So it's just feeling. It's what we are feeling now. We are a little bit tired of screaming, growling, and hard riffing. So we decided to do more gothic stuff.
Very cool. Now, what was that process like when you guys were writing the track and you were coming up with something more gothic? Was that something that you guys really wanted to do and set out to do, or was that kind of a surprise?
Honestly, we intended to do more softer music because all of us listen not only death metal. I like Paradise Lost, a lot of gothic bands like Lacuna Coil, Old Style, and so on. So for me, it was quite natural, this song, how it came, this song. And our singer, Sofia, we decided to give her, for her voice, more space in terms of melodics. So we decided to get rid of growling and screaming. So it's just experiment, and we wanted to be it as it is. It came quite natural, I think.
Yeah, and it sounds excellent as well. Now, I'm curious, what is the story or inspiration behind the track Ruin?
Honestly, this track was supposed to be for another band. I got. But in the end, when we finished the album with Tantal, I wanted to write the 10th track, which underlined the whole concept of the album. And I have this tune, and I sat down and decided to write the lyrics about all what has happened in this album. So it's just like a summary of the whole songs. So, and previously I told you it's not typical song for Tantal, but we decided why not to try. And when we added the vocals, the lyrics, we liked how it sounded, and we decided to put on the album of Tantal. But previously it's supposed to be on another project.
Wow. Cool how that all came to be. Now, for Rock Metal Nation who dug the track Ruin, if you go to today's show notes, that's www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. As a bonus, you can go ahead and see the music video for Ruin. Now, I'm curious, Dima, go ahead and tell us about this amazing music video.
Yeah, I think that this at now moment is the best video we ever made. It was shooted in Moscow, in the center of Moscow, last year in January. So it was quite cold, I think -20 or something like that. And you see our singer, Sofia, she's almost in light clothes. So after that shootings, she got ill for 2 weeks with cold. But it was worth of it. Honestly, didn't have any idea for this video, and we decided to give all everything to our director. It was a friend of our singer, and she decided to do its urban picture of Moscow building, streets with cars, and in the end, everything becomes ruin, and you see our singer in the field covered with a lot of snow. So just like the concept is loneliness in the big city, and loneliness you feel inside of among these overcrowded urbanistic cities.
Yeah, wow. Cool stuff. Let's go listen to the next track, Torn Inside.
Yeah.
Metal Nation, it's John from the Rock Metal Podcast for a real quick break to let you know that Jay over at Metal Mayhem Radio is looking to help you get your band in rotation on his station. So go ahead and hit up Jay at studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. That is studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. Just go ahead and say that the Rock Metal Podcast sent you. He'll get you into rotation on Metal Mayhem Radio. All right, coming back from Torn Inside, and now that panning guitar riff in the intro, and then that pick scrape that you do to bring it in when everything comes in. Then you got the off key chords with the synthesizer. I don't know. It's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's. I think I chosen this song because it's. I think not so popular from our album, but I enjoy it very much. It's quite complicated. It's quite twisted. And again, as I told you, we decided to reject all heavy growls and screams, because previously we wanted to do there a lot of screamings, but again we decided to go another way and to add clean singing. So I think this is a main issue, and I'm very proud that we escaped typical behavior of metal bands. If you see such heavy riffing, you have to scream the lyrics, but we decided not to do that and add clean vocals, and it became more, I think, proggy, like a progressive metal.
Yeah. Now I'm curious, what's the story or inspiration behind Torn Inside?
If talk about this inspiration and story behind, you should listen to the whole album, because the whole album have a concept, 5 stage of grief. So each song describes each stage of grief, starting from denial to depression and so on to acceptance. Exactly, the Torn Inside represents the anger you feel when you lose somebody. Honestly, it was inspired by the death of my friends, and it's based on real impressions. So during the song, just in a few words, I describe how the person screaming at the edge of open grave. So it's just hate you feel inside, but the hate not like you want to kill somebody, but the hate of that you can do nothing to improve the situation.
Yeah, kind of like just riding life's roller coaster is your only choice.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. So now for Rock Metal Nation, who is just frothing at the ears at the tracks they heard Ruin and Torn Inside, and they're eager to hear more about the full album that you had mentioned, going through the 5 stages of grief. We've got some real stories. We've got some gothic tracks. Go ahead and tell us about this new album, Ruin. What should Rock Metal Nation expect?
I think it's a new direction for us. For everyone who likes at first, of course, female vocals, it will be, I think, a very good album to listen. If you like melodic music, a lot of melodies in vocals and guitars, hard riffing, proggy songs, gothic songs, everything. It's a mixture of genres. And I think we try to show our best with this album, how we can do the music in a different way from death metal. It's a lot. There are a lot of experiments with electronic synthesizers and so on. So it's for, I would say it's for open-minded metalheads.
I love that.
Thank you.
All right. And so for Rock Metal Nation, who is just frothing at the ears, they've heard the track Ruin, they've heard the track Torn Inside, they're at today's show notes, they're watching the music video, they're absolutely in love with Tantal. Where can they go to find out more information about you guys? Is there a website that they should go to?
We have a page on Facebook, Tantal Official. You also can subscribe for us in Twitter, also Tantal Official, Tantal Band. We have an Instagram profile, so YouTube profile. You can find us everywhere.
Excellent. Now, Dima, unless there's anything else you wanted to throw out there, I just wanted to thank you for taking time out of your day to come on to the Rock Metal Podcast and sharing Tantal with Rock Metal Nation.
Thanks, John. Thank you for invitation. It was a pleasure to talk to you and to spread the word about our band. It's great. Thank you.
All right, Rock Metal Nation. Hopefully you just found your new favorite band in Tantal. Big thanks again to them for coming on and sharing their music with us. Make sure to head over to www.therockmetalpodcast.ca to get all the information on the show you just heard today. And until then, rock on, Rock Metal Nation.
Rock Nation.